This module connected all the final steps in the life of a real estate transaction, moving from the execution of a contract to the final closing, possession, and lawful recordation. It tied together the licensee's duties at closing, the completion of the affidavit of property value, and the proper handling of possession before and after closing. Each of these components demonstrates the importance of precision, documentation, and compliance with Arizona law and commissioner's rules. The closing process represents the legal transfer of ownership and is one of the most critical points in a real estate transaction. In Arizona, closing officially occurs when the deed is recorded and the funds are made available to the seller. The escrow officer manages this process as a neutral party, ensuring that all contractual terms are satisfied. The licensee's role is to verify that all necessary documents are complete. The escrow proceeds smoothly, and the file complies with ARS. Paragraph 32-2151.01, which requires brokers to retain all transaction records for at least 5 years. Record retention is a safeguard that protects both clients and the brokerage in the event of audits or disputes. The module also introduced the Affidavit of Property Value, APV, a vital document that must be filed with the deed at the time of recording. The affidavit provides the Department of Revenue and the county assessor with essential information such as the sale price, financing terms, and the nature of the transaction. It is typically prepared by the escrow officer, but must be signed by both buyer and seller under penalty of perjury. When the affidavit is incomplete or missing, the county recorder cannot accept the deed for recording. This requirement ensures transparency in Arizona's property tax system and maintains the integrity of public records. Understanding possession, both pre- and post-closing, was another core part of the lesson. The timing of possession may differ from ownership, and this creates potential risks for both parties. Pre-possession occurs when a buyer takes occupancy before closing, while post-possession occurs when a seller remains in the property after closing. Both situations can lead to legal and financial complications if not addressed in writing. Arizona's Commissioner's Rule, R4-2811-1J, prohibits a licensee from allowing occupancy without written permission from the owner or lessor. Written possession agreements must define rent, timeframes, insurance responsibilities, and property condition requirements. Failure to document these arrangements can result in liability for damages, eviction disputes, or even disciplinary action by the Arizona Department of Real Estate. Real estate licensees are obligated to act in good faith and to ensure their clients understand both the benefits and risks of possession arrangements. They must also recommend that clients obtain independent legal counsel when entering into pre- or post-possession agreements, as required by Commissioner's Rule R4-281101K. An example from this module showed how a seller who remains after closing without a written agreement can create significant risk. If damage occurs, neither party's insurance may cover the loss. A properly drafted post-possession agreement protects all involved parties and avoids such complications. Overall, this module emphasized that the close of escrow is not just a procedural step, it is a legal and ethical checkpoint where all prior efforts in drafting, disclosure, and negotiation culminate. The licensee's professionalism at this stage ensures the lawful transfer of ownership, compliance with all statutory duties, and the protection of client interests. Key takeaways. Closing occurs when the deed is recorded and funds are available to the seller. Possession typically transfers at that point unless otherwise stated. Brokers must retain all transaction documents for at least 5 years as required by ARS. Paragraph 32-221-51.01. The affidavit of property value must be completed and signed by both parties or their agents before recording, ensuring compliance with Arizona Department of Revenue requirements. Pre- and post-possession scenarios carry significant risk and must be handled through clear, written agreements. Licensees must not allow occupancy before closing without written authorization, and must advise clients to seek legal counsel for possession agreements. Proper handling of documentation, recordation, and possession protects clients, supports the integrity of transactions, and upholds professional and legal standards under Arizona real estate law. By mastering the closing process, the responsibilities surrounding the affidavit of property value, and the management of possession agreements, licensees fulfill one of their most critical roles, ensuring that every transaction concludes lawfully, ethically, and smoothly for all parties involved.